Hi, fire signs. Happy 4th of July. I am here with your July general outlook. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and toss the rest. You may want to check your other signs as well, as far as your moon, rising, and other aspects of your chart. Now, there is a lot of crazy stuff going on with eclipses, new moon, all of that stuff. A lot of that is in the energy of Cancer right now, but in July we will enter Leo season. And I've been talking about Leo season for weeks, maybe months. A lot of other readers too. It's just a really intense time, and there's no denying that energy shifting and big things are about to happen. So I think it's going to affect everyone, obviously, but as a fire sign entering Leo season, and we just had the full moon in Sagittarius, I think, just last month. So there's just a lot going on. So we had a lot of cards, a lot of different decks, some that I haven't used in a while that were kind of calling to me. So we're going to see what comes out. I didn't have time to watch the reading from last month, but I just looked at the title and I remembered, yeah, there's a lot of intense, fast moving energy. And I think we were being called to go within, and it's kind of, we have the power to manifest our reality and move things along. I myself am a Sagittarius sun sign, and I've been getting some pretty clear messages, dreams, just feelings, just events happening in my life that it's like there's still some wounds and things that are deep down in there that I haven't faced. I feel fine, I feel good, but there's kind of just this urge. It's like, no, you've got to dig deep and face this, and you've got to make time to do that. So we'll see what comes out for everybody, but I think that's just a general message that I wanted to throw out there is that a lot of this energy, you might be triggered with the retrogrades. You might have some things come up to test you, and just know that it's all part of the process and it's for our own greatest good and moving things forward. So, one other thing, I had this amethyst geode. It wanted to be here for the reading. This carnelian, this is my first piece of carnelian. I think I got it in Sedona a couple years ago, and I absolutely love it. It represents sacral chakra. This represents third eye. And then I think this is lapis. This is just a beautiful blue. It's about throat chakra and speaking your truth. So there's a lot of messages there. We'll see if the cards correspond to that. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Just as with the water signs video, if you saw that one, I've got a new deck, the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition. I absolutely love it. It's just a really cool, got a cool vibe to it. So we're going to see Angel, Spirit, Guides, Ascended Masters. Please use me as a clear channel to deliver a message for the collective fire signs for the month of July. Message we have for fire signs for the month of July. Fire signs. Right. Not surprised that came out. That's hilarious. Wow. Wow. All right. This is beautiful. Okay, so I guess I'm not really that surprised. What I'm getting here is kind of exactly what I was just talking about. As far as the messages I've been getting for myself, as I think many of us, we've seen the signs. The energy's been really swift, and we're kind of at this point. If you've been on this path a long time, maybe where you feel like, well, not necessarily overconfident or anything like that, and that you've done all your work, because I think when you've been on this path this long, you do know that the work never ends, right? As a human being, things are going to come up, you're going to be tested, and it's how you respond, and you learn to gauge your reactions, and you just know that that's just the way of life, is always learning, always growing, um, and always just expanding yourself on this journey. But I think there's sort of this complacency, I guess is the term I'm thinking of, to think, I've kind of done all I can do now, right? I've done all this work, I've faced all these wounds, I'm not really getting triggered anymore, I'm in this high vibration. And the cards that have come out have said, no, Eight of Coins to me is an awakening card, it's a growth card, it's a spiritual knowledge. To me, it's learning, growing. It's about expanding your horizons. And the blocking energy is the Hangman. So I kind of feel like some of us have been stuck in this kind of like, well, and look at it's funny, you've got the roses here. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm where I need to be. I'm high vibration. See his head's kind of like it's illuminated. Everything's rosy. Everything's beautiful. I don't have anything else to learn. I'm kind of just on this, I'm going with the flow. But I think what's been happening with this energy that's coming in, it's urging us, and I said this earlier today, to myself, and then on this reading, we've really, the magician energy, the manifesting is very, very real. And so I think we had some of that coming through in our reading last month. But, the seeds have been planted, the intentions have been set. I think many of us know where we're headed, or we, believe where we're headed. But there's, again, I keep getting this term, complacency, kind of like, I'm not stressed about it anymore. I'm going with the flow. I'm good. But not moving and realizing that you have to co-create. You have to do some more purging, healing, ascension. You're not done with ascending. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And manifestation isn't just about going with the flow. So going with the flow is something that I've professed about a long time. I talk about it. You don't want to be in resistance. You want to surrender. But at the same time, there's this balance, because you're a co-creator with God and the universe. So that's what we're getting as our current energy, is this magician is there, right? These intentions have been set. The energy is supporting us right now, right? In this last couple weeks, I know I've been feeling it like crazy, just so much coming in. I mean, just I'm on fire constantly. Sometimes I'm actually vibrating, like I'm blowing bulbs. I know I've said that many times on my videos. My skin is purging. My appetite's all over the place. I mean, it's just, we're being given these tools, right? The magician has these tools at his disposal. Look, a wand right here. These 3 wands, the Holy Trinity. This is coming in for us right now. And so what it is that we want, right? Our goal, the King of Coins, we want to have everything physical, tangible. We want to be in control of our reality, be it the job situation, be it a love situation. Just want the whole balance. You want to be that king, okay? And some of you, you may be dealing with an earth sign. Let's see, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. That could be, a person that you're trying to manifest something with, because we do have the Ace of Cups here. So that's a possibility for some of you. But I think just in general, it's more of a getting to this point where you realize you do have the ability to manifest this for yourself. You have the ability to be in power and control, but there's still some more work that needs to be done. And I know none of us ever want to hear that. That's not the fun answer. Again, some of us have been complacent, stuck, just kind of thinking, well, I'm in this high vibration, I'm flowing with everything, but there's still some more work that needs to be done emotionally, and you also have to take the step to manifest these things as well, not just wait for them to come in. So I myself, I know I've realized the last couple of days, it's like I'm not doing affirmations like I should be. right? I have this knowing of things that are going to happen and how things are, maybe not necessarily how things are going to happen, but just that things are going to fall into place the way that I thought originally. You know, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I have this just knowing. But at the same time, I'm not really doing my part to kind of affirm and make it happen, right? So just if that resonates, that's the overall energy I'm getting. But you know, the Ace of Cups is the forward, you know, propelling energy, and so I think what that is calling us to do is to turn, you know, our attention and our love to ourselves. Some of us who are going through all of this intense energy with the ascension, it's about self-care, right? It's about resting when you need to. It's about, you know what, if you feel like you need to eat, I don't know, if you need to eat all carbs for dinner, if you need to eat all protein, whatever your body needs, eat it. Okay. I myself, it's been carbs like crazy. But some foods are too heavy. Some days I don't feel like eating at all, and I barely eat. And I don't force myself. You start to listen to your body, and your body tells you, you know, you just know, right? So it's about self love. But what I'm also getting with this Ace of Cups is this love, right? This love, there's still some more self love you have to go within for yourself to bring about, be it a spiritual union that you're wanting with someone, um, or just happiness and balance within yourself. There's some more self love that's needed here. And this is evidenced by the Seven of Swords. I had a really bad headache most of the morning, and it was right in my third eye, and it was just like, oh my gosh. Um, and I was called to do to post on my page today, which I did, about Independence Day. That it didn't really help, and it got more intense. So I did another. I was called to do a reading for myself for my own journey, and sure enough, Seven of Swords came out, and it was in kind of the action card, where here we get the Ace of Cups, but it leads to this. And so in my mind, this is going within, facing the betrayals, facing the pain, even if you think you're quote over it, right? What we're being guided and shown right now, all of these retrogrades are bringing back this stuff, and it's like an onion. And I think we've talked about, you know, I've talked about this before. We're all, you know, the depths of our soul and our DNA. It's there's so many layers, right? And if we were to have to, I mean, it's just not really possible or practical for us to just purge all that trauma at one time. I mean, that would just be, we're talking about thousands of years of spirit line karma, you know, with past life karma, with our ancestors. We're talking about childhood wounding in this lifetime, not to mention past lifetimes, again, of the spirit line, spirit guides. There is a lot of stuff that we're being asked to clear right now. So, you know, it comes up, you face it, you let it go. But then there's another layer that's buried, and it's, you know, most of it is subconscious, honestly. We might think that we're done. We might feel great for a while, and then these planetary alignments occur, and it brings up this energy again. So that's really what's happening right now. And you know, it's not just fire signs, but I think a lot of the collective are going to be experiencing this. But just, you know that it's normal. It's perfectly normal. You might be thinking, my God, I don't think about this person anymore. I'm over this. I don't, and that's the truth. You may not want to be with that person anymore, okay, because of what they did, but have you subconsciously been holding on to the imprint, right? The imprinting of that destruction, that pain, that devastation that they caused you, you know, these core wounds, the rejection, abandonment, shame, embarrassment, just feeling unwanted, feeling unloved, the hurt, you know, and it's a lot of it's tied to attachment, you know, that feeling of, you have your whole life and you have this stability, right? You feel like you're this king of coins, and then the rug gets pulled out from underneath you, and all of a sudden your life, you know, is completely, the life you thought you were building, the future you thought you had, it's gone, and you have to face that pain. And so no matter how much work you've done, it's just saying, right, that there's still maybe another layer in there. So this is, again, go within, self-love, face this. You can't ignore it. Um, it's there. It's pretty clear. It's got to come out. The Seven of Coins, this is the Seven of Pentacles. To me, this is about growth. It's about seeds being planted, right? This is all happening for a reason at this time. All of the alignments, these gateways that are opening, the timing. I mean, none of this is random. So this is all, again, I keep saying it's perfectly normal. If out of nowhere you just feel the urge to cry or something just minor, seemingly minor, you know, I had this happen to me this week, just something, and it's just like, why in the world am I getting upset about that? Why does that make me want to cry? But it's this just out of nowhere, and like I said, it's imprinted with our in our DNA. A lot of these things that the timing of when they're coming up, the things that have been triggered, you know, a lot of this was pre-planned before we came here, as far as how this was all going to shake out and play out. So just know that. And what it's going to do, it's going to help us move on. Eight of Cups. It's going to help us move on. Once you face this, right, you move on and you step into your power, your true power. You're not in the hangman energy anymore. And so if you do this by the end of the month, guess what? Look what we are, Queen of Wands. Isn't that beautiful? That's Queen of Fire. That's Queen of Fire. That's powerful energy. And even if you're a male fire sign watching, that's okay. This is energy of somebody who has their shit together, somebody who's passionate, somebody who's strong, somebody who, you know, is just, in my mind, this queen that's just in their divinity, right? Queen of Swords, and I'm not putting down any sword or any air signs, but the Queen of Swords, they kind of have their guard up. They're like not, you know, the Queen of Wands is powerful and in that sort of that energy, but they're more open and they're more balanced, I feel like, as a fire sign. There's that passion there, but there's that, you know, they're not going to take shit from anybody. And so I feel like once you face this Seven of Swords, once you face this pain, this is where you come out. So that is just really beautiful. And it's the bottom of the deck is Six of Wands, which is victory and success. So that's beautiful. I think it's pretty clear we're being guided this month, and I've been hearing it. You know, there's, with all these retrogrades, all this stuff going on, there could be a lot of triggers and tests, but we're all, you know, I think at this point where we kind of know the lay of the land. We kind of know what's been, you know, Three of Wands. We kind of know like what the outlook is. It's like, all right, we know each month these waves are getting stronger. We know what planets are going to retrograde. We know what that's going to trigger in us. We know these people are going to probably come back from the past, but we know how to handle it this time because we know it's a test. We're not going to question anymore. We are going to be in this energy. We're not going to question, oh, should I take him back? No, it's a test. It's a test. Let's see, I'm going to pull some clarifiers since we're talking about digging deep, healing some wounds. You know, I've got the past life cards here by Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. But again, this is a general reading, but we're going to see what possibly some past life themes that maybe some of the collective need to face this month when, you know, some of this retrogrades, what kind of past life issues are going to come up for the collective, for fire signs. What kind of past life issues are going to come up? Please do not want to shuffle. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know what it is now. All right. Let's pull one more, please. One more. All right, so this is interesting that we get biblical and knighthood. So I think some of you maybe have grown up in a strictly, strict religious household, and not even a past life, in this life, that you're kind of struggling with being forced into submission. Um, some of you may have been abused in the church, and it could just be that I'm getting that you have been suppressed from speaking your truth, right? That's why this one wanted to be here. That there's this fear of stepping into your power, stepping into your power, knighthood, that, maybe in a past life, you might have been burned at the stake. You might have been burned at the stake for speaking out against this. So there's some fear now about, with all of the things with, awakening and the gifts that you may be starting to develop, there may be some fears, and it could be tied around this as far as a past life experience. So we also got male, female. That's interesting too. There's, to me, there's a lot of things that could come out of this one. It's, it's the rise of the divine feminine, and in biblical times, the divinity of the female energy and the equality between male and female, that was completely eliminated with organized religion and making God a man. When those of us who are awakened, we know, our truth anyway, is that the energy, the God energy, source energy, is masculine and feminine, right? And we all have that energy within us. So I think maybe there's been some suppression of that, either, possibly being abused by a male if you're a female, or just feeling inferior, feeling unbalanced within your energy. So this could be a call for you to balance your energy if you need to do that. This also could be, if you were a different gender in a past life, you might be picking up on some of those issues. You may be even struggling in this life with feeling that you're might be transgender. You might be dealing with that. But again, the sense I'm really getting is just that the submissiveness of the female energy by organized religion, and those who spoke out in the truth, they were burned at the stake. And so again, the biggest thing I'm picking up on is fear about speaking your truth, living your truth, and the balance of the masculine and feminine energy. That's really cool. I've not used those cards very often, so I like that. I like them a lot. All right, let's see what else we had. Here's another deck. Okay, so the Indigo Angels. I have rarely used this deck anymore, and I don't know if I've ever used it in a video, but it wanted to be here. So let's see, fire signs. Going within. What message do we have from the Indigo Angels for fire signs in July? Whoa. Okay, we don't have 20. All right, so these two popped out. Learn something new, right? That goes along with the Eight of Pentacles, just that there's still some things to learn about yourself, some things to grow, and a way to do that is pray. Pray is another way, going within, basically going within, loving yourself, connecting to God, meditating, just knowing that, well, and look at this. She's dipping her foot in the water. So I'm getting that, the things without, outside of you, what is it? As within, so without, as above, so below. So things that are happening in your life could be mirroring things that you need to heal within yourself. Okay. Pay attention to your dreams. And know that a lot of times there are things that are happening around you that are trying to show you something. So for example, I had I wasn't planning on telling this story, but I kind of feel like I have to share it because it's, again, this is the story of my life, is you can't make this shit up. Daily. But I don't know, it was like last week, one day last week or last weekend, I had a really graphic nightmare about this. There were a bunch of snakes in the dream. Snakes don't scare me, but it was just odd because they were just everywhere. Like, yeah. But then there was this huge, huge, huge one. I mean, it was like 20 feet tall, long. It was just, and it was chasing me, and I was running, and I couldn't see where it was, and I just knew it was there. It was this huge serpent. Um, and I knew it had a meaning. I mean, it's like I'm running from something, right? There's some shadow. I'm running, I'm suppressing, I'm so busy at work. It's like I just honestly go into this mode where it's like I'm not unhappy. I'm probably not in a joy vibration like I should be, but I'm not, you know, I don't know, but I guess I'm just so focused on that. I've kind of I just don't have time to deal with that kind of stuff, to sit down and just think, because I'm just go, 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 go constantly. So it's like that dream was kind of telling me, hey, there's something that you're not paying attention to this. You need to turn around and face this. You can't ignore it anymore. So what did I do? Of course, I ignored it and didn't really, I was busy last weekend. I was doing stuff, whatever. I'm trying to think what night it was that I came home. Um, Monday night. I'm trying to remember. I don't know that even matters. I think it was Monday night. The sewage. I had a sewage backup in my back bathroom. And the irony of this is, it is the second time this has happened in 2 years. And 2 years, it was almost 2 years ago to the week. I'm not even kidding. And the first time was much worse, and it was right when I was going through my awakening, and I was doing a bunch of stupid stuff I shouldn't have been doing. Just dating a bunch of guys and just, yeah. That was a clear message back then. I didn't realize it, but now I see, right? But this time when it happened, it wasn't as bad, but it was like, so my landlord came over right away and took care of it. He's probably just like, oh my God. I mean, like, the poor guy, ever since I went through my ascension, I've had the sewage back up. I had an air conditioner blow up. I'm trying to think of what else. I had the flood. I mean, all this stuff. Like, I rented from him before, never had an issue. Now it's like Spirit's kind of like using these things to show me these are the things you need to do. So it was like pretty evident at that point. You cannot ignore this anymore. Your sewage is backing up. That means you've got shit you need to get out of you. So yeah, I did, I got triggered a little bit the other day and got some of it out, cried some of it out, but there's definitely the Seven of Swords, definitely some stuff you still need to do, right? Things that, again, I guess, sorry to digress on that. I know you guys think, probably I know many of you think my stories are hilarious, so that's why I share them. But things that are happening are mirroring, they're not random. So your apartment flooding, what is that trying to show you, right? It's trying to show you you have things that need to come to the surface. You might be having reoccurring dreams, nightmares, about like one that I was having too, like last week. It was just really weird about like people vomiting, and that's a phobia of mine. But I know that that's clear. It's like purging, right? I had the serpent dream, the vomiting, and then the sewage back up. And it's kind of like, all right, I get it now. Like, I totally get it. I'm not ignoring this anymore. I have to face this stuff and get it out, okay? Because I sure don't want anything else to happen to try to show me. So it's like, acknowledge these things. Pay attention, because these signs are not random. Let's see what else here. I'm going to pull Twin Flame Shadows, because clearly some of us, there's still some shadows in there that we need to, some wounds. Fire signs, what shadows do fire signs need to face and heal in July? Okay. One more, please. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Okay, so the first one is fixated. You can see that she's just, there's a lot of sin in this she's in lingerie, there's alcohol. Let's see what else. She's just absolutely fixated on something outside of herself. And most likely it's a person, it's an attachment to a person. And so that's what they're saying, is that you need to go within. You need to take your focus off of being with someone else, and take, focusing all your attention on someone loving you, or not loving you. You need to go within and heal those wounds. And many of us may be self-medicating. She's like passed out with a glass of wine in her hand, right? So this is about taking your focus off of external things, right? You have to heal yourself within. You have to face that pain. You have to face those shadows, and some of those shadows could be attachment to another person or addiction. So that is what I'm getting there. And I want to end on a, let's see what other message wants to come out. I've got so many cards here that for fire signs. Let's do the mermaids. Mermaids and dolphins work. Well, that's always a fun one. What message do you have for fire signs? July. Fire signs. That's so beautiful. Let's have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So this is about uplifting yourself, right? Out of this energy, out of this fixated energy. Go within. Go within. Release all that crap. Release all the pain. When you go within and you face it. And for me, one of the things that helps me, sometimes I just feel out. I'm like, I don't feel sad. I don't feel sad. I know that there's something here that needs to come out, but I don't really feel like crying. It doesn't make me sad when I think about it. But without fail, there are certain songs I listen to that will trigger me to know. I mean, if I sit down and I just listen to these songs and then think about the painful memory or the time or whatever it was that happened, then I can start crying. And holding crystals, Apache tears, malachite, amethyst, any of those will help you get it out. They will help absorb that energy, and then you can cleanse them with sage and reuse them again. So that's my suggestion to you. I mean, this is just, your prayers are manifesting, right? We are manifesting in this energy. We're just being guided. There's just a little bit more. That's what I'm getting. There's just a little bit more, right? A little bit more that we need to do. A little bit more we need to get out. We're very, very close. I'm getting that. We're on the precipice. We're on the precipice of uplifting out of this. July is going to be a very powerful month, and you've got to look at it in a positive way. Don't get discouraged. If you get triggered, don't go here. Don't go here. Go here. Just have faith. Stay strong. And to know that you're going to feel better, right? Every time you cry and you get this stuff out, don't you feel better, you feel uplifted. Change and transformation is not easy. It's not. But we're literally becoming new entities. Human beings with crystalline light bodies. And it's a beautiful thing. So, yeah, change, like I said, change is not easy, but we're going to get there. And I just feel like there's not much really that needs to be done to go in, trigger yourself if something outside is not triggering you, face this pain, and we're going to come out solid at the end of the month. So good luck, fire signs. I will see you next month.